Hey everybody, did not want to see you again, but here I am. I know you didn't want to see me. I wanted to see you, of course, but we do have a tornado warning in effect now, and this is why I was kind of surprised they canceled that watch. But hey, here it is right here into southern parts. They actually include parts of southern Rapides in this. Northern Evangeline and northeastern Allen. I just posted about this. I was questioning if you had any damage reports or strong wind out there in Oakdale, because there was a pretty solid signature on radar. So let's see, embedded weak rotation. Yeah, so that's what they warned it on. This area right here near Oakdale. Let's look at velocity. There it is. That just southeast of Oakdale. That's where we have that rotation showing up right now. Going to look at Lake Charles, see if we have a different look, a different view here. Flash flood warning coming for Lafayette and Crowley. So that's not up in our area. Let's take a look at this thing. Trying to find the best way to show you. I'll put it in motion here over the last half hour, and you can see that northern end of this. That's where it wrapped up. That's why I asked you a question there, Oakdale, and it looks like some of you at least were saying that we had some pretty strong, crazy wind up there. Now, I'm going to look at... yeah, not seeing anything confirmed here, but that tornado warning is in effect until 9:15 p.m. So they did go 27 minutes, or no, that's 23 minutes from now. Come on, Nick, you're better than that. I'm looking at the power outages. I like to see if these things tick up here. And over the last, this is 10 minutes old, 352 without power in Allen Parish, 984 in Beauregard. So I'm going to watch that. A lot of power outages up north in Caddo where that tornado hit earlier. So severe thunderstorm warning is this line was kind of punching to the southeast, and then the tornado warning part, that's what's kind of wrapping up to the northeast. So this is why I sit here and keep everything ready to go and ready to rock and jump on live. And this this tornado warning goes until 9:15. Obviously, this continues the severe threat for Allen and Evangeline Parish. Behind this, you know, most of Rapides Parish, Vernon, Beauregard, you're good right now. All those storms continue to redevelop back here. These should not become severe. But the main show right now is that tornado warning that was just issued. So yeah, you get the warning in Forest Hill. Listen, if you got that in Forest Hill, you must be, and I don't know if it like geolocates or whatever, but this warning is actually south of Glenmora. So a couple of miles into Rapides Parish on 165, and then up toward Lloyd Plantation, Cheneyville, Blue Lake Landing, Bennett Bay Landing, those areas, you're under the warning. Oakdale, you're getting absolutely hammered with heavy rain and lightning right now, and you have that threat for a tornado to develop. Let's take a look at velocity here, see what the latest scan is showing, and it shows more kind of convergence here than direct rotation that I'm seeing here. But there was that brief moment here where we had that little area near Oakdale, and that prompted my question. In fact, I'm going to go and look at... I close my live out. You'll see me still. I'm looking at the comments in that thread there. No power and flying debris happening. Okay. Stuff all over our yard. No lights. We have no lights. High wind, lots of rain. Okay. No power. Yep. All right. So Oakdale, it looks like you probably caught some. You caught this storm pretty much square right here, and. I'm going to look at, yeah, and that's a better, see, that's what I was looking for. Sometimes I'm looking to find the best way to show this to you. And you can really see that rotation. This was 10 minutes ago. This is around a few minutes before the warning was issued. But storm relative velocities on this, 85, 9, that's what I was looking at, and that's why I made that post. I was like, I want to see what's going on here. So tornado warning continues on this cell. Now, this has moved east of there since then, but still a pretty solid surge of wind with this. At the very least, some strong straight line winds with this storm as it moves on to the east toward Beaver and Cypress Creek, and eventually down the road toward Bayou Chico and Pine Prairie, Turkey Creek. You're also in the path of this. You're in that tornado warning. If you're in Rapides Parish, let's see. Let's put this in motion. This looks like it's going to stay south of you. So the Rapides part of this warning, I think you're looking pretty good right now. But this this right here, this area near Oakdale, you see that brighter green right there. That's where we're looking for the potential for, at the very least, strong damaging wind. Avoyles, no, you're not in this tornado warning here. So you're not in this here. You're not even in the watch. Now, you don't have to be in a watch to get a warning. So that's we're not going to focus on that right now because it was a little. I kind of thought they were going to let the watch play out the string here and go through to 9 o'clock, and it's because behind this surge, that's when things are really going to calm down. So like behind that line right there, Oberlin, you're looking good now. Rose Pine, Leesville, Simpson, Alexandria, we're all good here. But along the front leading edge of this line of storms right here, that's where we have problems. And that's where we have that the stronger winds. Got tornado warnings out in Mississippi as well, but we're watching this one right now. I should also note that these rainfall totals, just a quick look at this, crazy rain totals here, 6+ inches, so a very significant flooding threat showing up across Beauregard and northwestern Allen Parish. And you also, of course, have that tornado warning that's in effect until 9:15. Severe thunderstorm warning as well until 9:15. That is, that's for this southern flank of the line here, and where we have that, you can actually see the outflow coming off of this. So what I was hoping was when I saw that outflow, I was hoping, well, that's going to help choke this off, but there's still inflow into this thing. There's still a supercell up here, and that is still going to create that threat for tornadoes. Oh, I see Oakdale. Yeah, we're talking Oakdale here. Pine Prairie, you're next in line. I don't know if what we've seen so far has been straight line or if it has been tornadic damage, but you can see that enhanced area of wind there on the east side of Oakdale. So if you are in Oakdale, I think the worst is now pushing east of you, but if you're down toward Pine Prairie, Bayou Chico, and Turkey Creek, it looks like you are on the way to this one. Colleen, you're fine. It's too far. You're up into the rain and thunder now. But Oakdale, that tornado warning continues to be in effect for you, but the worst of this is now pushing on to the east of you. Let's go and put things in motion, and you can actually kind of see here. You can see how this thing kind of wraps up. And then what typically happens is this is going to wrap up. It's going to bow out into a straight line wind fest, and we're going to see Pine Prairie, Turkey Creek, and possibly Ville Platte see the problems from that. I'm looking at power outages. Yeah, Allen Parish went up to 2230. So Allen Parish went from 300 to 2,200 power outages in 10 minutes. So something happened there. We had a lot of straight line wind, possibly a tornado. I didn't see any debris showing up here. So that's a good sign. But obviously something happened there. Let's see. Okay, they're going to issue another flash flood warning. But yeah, that tornado warning right there, at the very least, strong straight line winds are showing up on this thing. And you can see as this thing goes in motion here, right over Oakdale, watch over Oakdale where the green and red came together. That could have been a brief tornado or probably more likely straight line wind the way I'm looking at this. But that's just because I'm not seeing a debris signature right now. So I did not see one show up on that. Now let me look again here on this radar. Put that in motion, look over Oakdale, and no, I never saw anything there. So while you're definitely, I know there was a lot of, at least we're hearing reports now of decent damage out of this and everything. You're actually on the backside of it now. So Oakdale, the tornado threat's over. Tornado warning continues on to the east for Turkey Creek and Pine Prairie as the storm continues to kind of move on toward the east. And eventually, southern Avoyles Parish, northern St. Landry, you could be in on this as well. But elsewhere, behind this, the threat has really dropped off. So northern Avoyles, Catahoula, Concordia, things are looking much better. But down here, Evangeline, southern Allen Parish, and then into St. Landry, you still have that threat for a possible tornado out of this. So we're going to stick with this and watch things as this continues on to the east. Flood warnings pretty much everywhere. I mean, now it was canceled up there in Natchitoches and Sabine Parish, but Grant, Wynn, LaSalle, Caldwell Parish under a flood warning. Flood warnings going on for southwestern Rapides, Vernon, Beauregard, and Allen Parish as well. But the most pressing issue right now is this tornado warning here that is in an area that's seen way too much rain. So it's not going to take a lot. If you get a 50 or 60 mile an hour wind gust, that catches the wrong tree. That's going to knock that over as well. So straight line winds or tornadic winds are going to cause big problems. And what I'm seeing here is a little separation in this green and red here. So that is showing me that the chances are that this is kind of gusting out into a straight line wind event, and that would be more in line with this severe thunderstorm warning. I don't think, again, if you're up here, if you're in Glen Mora, if you're in Forest Hill, you're good. You got the warning, but I think you're fine. Even up into Cheneyville, I think you're fine too. Now, Bunkie, Turkey Creek, Pine Prairie, if you're in those areas, then we could possibly see an issue here. But still, not seeing what we saw earlier. Again, let's go back. I'm going to show you why I was more concerned 10 minutes ago. You see how that green and red is right together? It's coming across Oakdale. They are slammed up right against each other, kind of curling up. And then now that's just not happening. We have a little separation in the red and the green. We don't have that same turning that we're seeing right now. So that is at least a little bit of good news here, though I still think we have a lot of straight line wind issue. Beaver, yeah, you're in the tornado warning. Beaver, you're right underneath this right now. So Christina, if you can let me know what you're seeing, if you're hearing anything out there, you would kind of be in the thick of this where the worst of it would be. But at this point, I'm thinking this is straight line winds and not tornadoes. Let's see. All right. Wind is slacked off in Oakdale. Good, good, good. Linda, LeCount's looking good. You're on the stable side of this. You're going to be fine. There's that new flood warning, though. So Avoyelles Parish, Eastern Rapides, you've seen a lot of rainfall. You can see what's upstream here. We have more rain that's going to be pumping across these areas. And we're seeing some storms that are popping up on the backside. Let's put this in motion over the last hour and see what we have. Since I don't think we have a tornado imminent right now, we will see these showers and storms out west kind of backfill into this, and they're going to come up from the southwest to the northeast. So if I say your severe threat is coming to an end, so up here in Alexandria, I don't think we have a tornado threat anymore. I don't think we have that in Vernon Parish. I don't think we even have that in Beauregard Parish, but that doesn't mean you're not going to see some heavy rainfall and possibly some small hail, maybe some wind gusts to 30, 40 miles per hour, but the dew points drop about 10 degrees back there. That means the surface-based instability is pretty much gone. So to get a tornado is going to be very, very tough out of this. I think what we're going to see out of here is more heavy rainfall as this continues on from the southwest to the northeast. Let's take a quick look at the latest HRRR model. Let's not worry about the future rain totals. I don't want to get too cute on that, but let's go ahead and show you what we're seeing on this run. This is our latest run of this model, and there are those storms that are forming, again, just on that back side of things, and you can see how those are going to kind of train up over the same areas, and that's going to cause some flooding rain. And then we get more rain tomorrow, and I know that looks scary. That's just a blob of light to moderate rain, so let's not worry too much about that one. Let's look real quick, just because we're going to see what the, whoops, sorry about that, hit the wrong button. We'll see what this is showing for this is additional rainfall totals. So let's just say that right there has already fallen. So let's go and say 2 inches, whatever we see in addition to that is what we'll get in Alexandria, or roughly. So not much, but you can see there is another heavy stripe of rain coming here across the southern tier of parishes. I kind of talked about that this morning, that we would probably see this center up on where the heaviest of this is going to be in the southern tier of parishes, because we're going to see that first wave, which we've already seen, and then it's going to be really slow to exit. Now, the surface-based instability, which is what helps tornadoes develop and is the kind of the engine for that higher end severe weather, that's going to go away. But we're going to keep some elevated instability, tons of moisture. We got a boundary where everything's getting lifted over that, and when that happens, we get heavy rainfall, and we are going to see more of that across that southern tier of parishes. So let's look one more time at radar. We're going to keep with this. I mean, until the tornado warning's gone, I'm going to be here. Let's look at velocity here. Base velocity, a little nugget of something showing up. And that's the thing. When you get these straight line things where it kind of pushes out like that, sometimes that's where you can get these little spin-up tornadoes. Now, I don't think that necessarily is something right there. Sometimes I've got to go through and look at this, and I've got to cycle through it and see what I'm, I've got to make sure. You can't just look at an image. You have to kind of loop things and see how they've been going. Definitely a surge of wind there coming into Evangeline Parish. Oakdale, you're still in the tornado warning, but you are good now. So, I mean, it's raining, it's loud, it's going to rain for a little while longer here. I actually think that heavier rain band is going to set up a bit further north, and we're going to see some heavy rain moving across Rapides, Vernon, and Avoyelles Parish through the night. Again, that does not mean your severe threat's high. Doesn't mean it's non-existent, but it's very low behind this main boundary here that is now stretched basically from northern Calcasieu Parish, around DeQuincy, up through Oberlin, to Ville Platte, and then into northern St. Landry Parish. And that's where we are seeing this storm that's kind of interacted with that, and we have the strong straight line winds at the very least. All right, let's go to a different radar. Let's look at Lake Charles. Velocity showing. Still some strong wind showing up there again. Beaver, if you're in that area, I saw that comment earlier come in from that. You're probably seeing the stronger winds right now. Just scanning the comments to make sure I'm... Heinston, you're out of the tornado watch. You're good. Behind LSUA, a lot of rain. Yeah, LeCount, you're good. So LSUA, you're good. North of Pine Prairie, yeah, you're getting into this now. Leesville camera has 4 inches of rain. That is not surprising. Alexandria, go to bed. You're fine. Pineville, Provençal, 4.5 inches of rain. Grant Parish, Pollock, you're just in the rain now. Yeah, Grant and Allen Parish, you got the notification on a dangerous storm. Yeah, the dangerous stuff is right out here on that leading edge of this through Evangeline Parish. And that is looking a bit less like it's trying to produce a tornado at this point. Again, near Oakdale, we could have seen either a small tornado or strong damaging straight line wind. But in that area, we definitely had some pretty busy stuff going on there. Colleen, no, you're not in a tornado warning. It's south of you. Bunky, yeah, you're going to have to watch this one because the tornado warning's just west of you. I think from what I'm seeing on the velocity data, the worst of it would stay south, but still something going on there up near Pine Prairie. Again, Beaver, that area, Bayou Chico, Turkey Creek, that's where this is going to be continuing to push on toward the east. If you're in those areas, that's where the strongest potential for a tornado would be. But down here in that severe thunderstorm warning, that's where that wind's really gusting out from behind, and that's down toward Barber Spur, Mamou, Easton, Pine Prairie. Pine Prairie, you're more into the tornado threat, but Easton, Gray Point, Barber Spur, Mamou, that's going to be more of a straight line wind threat. LeCount, you're looking good. The worst of that's going to be to your south. So let's see. The northern portion of the tornado-warned storm continues to broadly rotate. The plan is to let it ride until expiration at 15 after. So 7 more minutes. If we don't see this thing ramp up, we're not going to see this reissued in all likelihood. But I know in some cases these tornado warnings clip parts of like Rapides Parish, and you're freaking out in Boyce because it says tornado warning Rapides Parish. Well, don't worry, you're fine up to the north. If you're anywhere north of this warning, there is no threat for a tornado out of this for you. And again, I think north into Rapides Parish and out here in toward Oakdale, Allen Parish, Rapides Parish, you're pretty much out of the threat. I think the highest threat right now is going to be across Evangeline Parish, especially near Pine Prairie. This is going to move in toward 167 here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Highway 13 between Turkey Creek and Pine Prairie. That's about where this is going to cross over. Let's go in and show you a few more streets. St. Landry Highway, Beaver Road, Crooked Creek Parkway. That's where if there is something, that's where we would see it in this area. Let me take that lightning off. We don't need that right now. But that is kind of the interesting area right over Beaver. And in Pine Prairie, I expect some strong gusty winds here shortly. Probably a couple minutes. I don't think there's a big hail threat with this, but I think at the very least you're going to see some pretty strong winds out of this. But as it stands now, they're going to let the tornado warning play out until 9:15, and then hopefully we don't see anything get worse. Well, that's weird. Now I refresh Allen Parish, and it was at 2200 without power. Now it's back to 800. So I don't know if they're out doing work that quick or if something just, somebody flipped a switch or something. I don't know how that all works, but I'm not that smart. So thunderstorms from Leesville down through Bon Weir and Lumberton. This is what's kind of developing on the back side of this. You can see how that line is kind of coming together. That's on the other side of the front, so that's elevated. That means less of a severe threat, more of a heavy rain threat. And the problem is when we lay this over, areas that have seen the heaviest rain. You see where these reds are back here, and these have been redeveloping. Let me show you what we have on the rainfall. I'm going to go over the last 12 hours, and that's where your heaviest rain has been. So they're under a considerable flash flood warning, a considerable threat for flash flooding out of this storm. So if you are in northern Beauregard Parish or southern Vernon Parish into northern Allen Parish, you're going to see a lot more rain here. So a few more inches of rain on top of, these are radar estimates, but it gives you an idea, on top of 8, 9, 6, 7 inches of rain. So anywhere in the purple is 6+. So 6 to 10 inches of rain in that area right there, per the radar estimates. You're going to see more. And even an inch or two that falls quickly when you have that is going to cause some big flooding problems. They just extended the time of the flood warning. I'm going to read you the text on that one because I need something new to say. Radar. All right, so tornado warning continues out here. I'll pull velocity up. Surging winds coming through central Evangeline Parish. That northern end is where we would probably see something try to spin up. So somewhere along Highway 13 or 167 between Turkey Creek and Pine Prairie. So flash flood warning, northwestern Beauregard Parish and southwestern Louisiana, western Vernon Parish, northeastern Jasper County, Texas, and northern Newton County, Texas. Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the area. 3 to 5 inches of rain have fallen. Additional amounts of 1 to 3 are possible. So 3 to 5 is what they're measuring. Radar estimates showing some higher totals, so we'll see. I know there aren't a ton of measurement gauges out that way. So, yeah, flooding is possible. You know, one thing I do want to look at? I want to see where Toledo Bend is right now because they've caught some pretty solid rain out of this. I want to see what the level is. I think we get a real-time reading on that, so I'm going to check that. Okay. 172.44. So I don't know. Well, it went down to 172 now. So I don't know if they opened that gate, possibly. Let me see what the Sabine River's doing. It's popping up. So the Sabine River in the last few hours is up about 1.5 feet. So I don't know if they opened the gates. I'll have to look into that. But they did hit that threshold. It looks like they got very close to it where they need to open those gates. For right now, tornado warning continues for 3 more minutes across parts of Evangeline Parish. The Allen Parish part, you're out of it. Rapides, I think you're good too. I think that the worst of this storm is going to be right across central and northern Evangeline Parish. And then down to the south, we're going to see these severe winds possible as that bow echo, that mini bow, kind of pushes and nudges right across Evangeline. And then the hope is, as this continues to plow east, that's going to pull in that cooler air far enough south to where we get this threat out of our area. But we are going to, like I've been saying, I'm going to take these warnings off for just a minute. We're going to keep the threat for heavy rainfall. I mean, you can see it developing here again. Jasper, Newton County, Texas, northwestern Beauregard Parish, and southern Vernon Parish. And that, if it stays on that same trajectory, which I think it will, that's going to come right across Rapides Parish as well. So flood warnings, we pull those up. We already have them all over the place here, apart from this little northwestern corner of Rapides. We've been a little lighter up in this area, but it looks like we're about to fill in with some pretty heavy rain there as well. So let's make sure they're not reissuing that tornado warning. See what we got here. It's going to be replaced by a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. Let me look at the comments here. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know why the tornado warning's going off in Colleen. You're up here. I mean, Colleen, right there, it's just raining. You're good. Pine Prairie, you're in the path. I mean, you're under the tornado warning, but that warning is going to be replaced by a severe thunderstorm warning in 1 minute. Forest Hill, you're good. Pine Prairie, yeah, that's where the worst of this is right now. But it looks like the tornado threat for now has come down. Let's just look at all our radars. Even the stronger wind signature is coming down a little bit. Man, I'm seeing that lightning in the camera above me. That's Alexandria right there. So yeah, as it looks now, this is going to be a straight line wind threat, and even that doesn't look quite as intense as it was earlier. I'm going to look at my my Oakdale thread from earlier, see if I have any more reports there that I'm missing. Okay, 720. I'm up to 29 comments now. So, newest. Slacking up in Beaver. Yeah, no power. So it looks like a lot are without power from this storm in Oakdale. This is what's coming through Pine Prairie right now, and we have the new severe thunderstorm warning. That means tornado warning's gone, and they are issuing this now. Let me read this to you. Severe thunderstorm warning for Evangeline Parish, southwestern Avoyelles Parish, and north central St. Landry. So again, you're out of this if you're in Rapides. But Bunkie, you are included in this one. Let's take a look here. Severe thunderstorm located over Pine Prairie or 7 miles south of Turkey Creek, moving east at 30. Hazard is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. This is going to be near Turkey Creek, Bayou Chico, Bunkie, Indian Lake, Chico State Park, St. Landry, Whiteville, Mamu, Ville Platte, Beaver, Riddell, Pine Prairie, and Grand Prairie. And there is that tornado possible tag on this, but it looks like this thing is not looking nearly as robust as it did just a little while ago. Checking something real quick here. All right, so with it being a severe thunderstorm warning and with that signature looking like it's really kind of weakened on radar, I'm just looking to make sure. I got to check a couple of sources here, and yeah, it's looking a lot better. It still looks like a nice strong wind signature with this thing as it continues to push through Pine Prairie and down south of Turkey Creek for the most part, but you're in that warning. But it looks like a straight line wind threat is going to be the primary issue with this. I'll be watching it, and I'll jump on if we see a tornado threat. Not even a warning. If we see this thing start to wrap up again, I'll jump on ahead of the warning. But as of now, that threat for a tornado has dropped, and we'll keep you posted. I'll let you know if I see any more reports out of Oakdale, and we'll be in touch. But hopefully, again, this is the last time I see you tonight. I'll see you later.
In the event of a water damage emergency, call PuroClean of Cenla.
No matter the weather, Alexandria Emergency Hospital is always here for you. Rain or shine, our doors are open 24/7 to provide the care you and your loved ones need fast. Every second counts, and Alexandria Emergency Hospital is here to help you through any storm.